Hi everybody, long time no see. The last time we saw each other was when I was making the cheesecake, which was about 2 seconds for you, but about 3 days ago for me. We had my party on Saturday, which was extremely fun. We had poke bowls and I got some gifts and we had dancing and drinking and all kinds of fun. And then for the past 2 days I've been recuperating, sleeping, trying to get energy back from that day. I'm getting older, so I can't really just get back to 100% in a few hours the next day. So yeah, but the house is still pretty messy. Like, my boyfriend already did a lot of work cleaning the house, but it was like extremely messy, so now it's very messy. And upstairs is like 90% my mess, and I haven't touched that in days. So yeah, I haven't done any reading since then. I've just been very busy actually doing stuff and very busy trying not to do anything. So right now I'm gonna spend a few hours daydreaming and cleaning and listening to music to try to get this house back in shape. And there won't be any guests for a while now, so hopefully we'll be able to keep it in shape for a long time. I am going on a trip this weekend though, but I am hoping to film that more than I filmed this weekend. I was gonna film some like B-roll this weekend, but I just completely forgot and was in the moment, which is great, but not for the vlog. So let's get the cleaning first, and then maybe I can get some reading in. So before I clean, I wanted to give you a little gift haul from this weekend. It's like, I'm 99% sure it's gonna be the last bit of gifts that I'm getting for this year, which is I don't know, it sounds sad, like the last, but it's not. It's so great, the amount of things people bring to parties, and like, it's also always interesting to see, like, even if people just pick off the list, you can see kind of their personalities and what they think might be interesting as well, and then they want to give it to you. So I just wanted to show you all the fun stuff I got, which is mostly books. And I wanted to do it before I started cleaning so I could put it away when I cleaned and didn't have to clean it up and then take it out again and then clean it up again. So first of all, from one of my best friends, I got this Lord of the Rings box set that I had on my list. Comes in this beautiful big old box. And it has the 3 Lord of the Rings books in it. Hi! But it also has a reader's companion that's kind of like, has like definitions and stuff in it, which I think is really cool. But yeah, thick old box set. My boyfriend kept rolling his eyes because I kept getting more and more books, and I already have a lot of books. Like, my bookcase is full technically, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with all of this stuff because technically it doesn't fit, but I don't care because I love books. So thank you for this. So I got 2 gift cards. This one is a cinema gift card to go see a movie. I got this from friends who we went to see Wuthering Heights with. And we had very different reactions because I read the book and they didn't. So to them it was a very sad, like, romantic sort of movie. But obviously if you've read the books, it was a bit different. But it's still nice to see Jacob Elordi be sexy all of the time. So yeah, this was on my list, so I always think it's fun because I don't really spend money myself going to cinemas. Like, it feels like a waste of money when I think about it, but then, like, when I think about it even more, I'm like, no, it's fun and it's cool to see it on the big screen. And some of my most favorite movies were on the big screen because it's such a different experience. Like, for example, I saw Dune in the cinema and also at home, and in the cinema it's just so, because especially Dune 1 was so much about visuals and about the music, that in cinema it's just such a different experience. So I'm really excited to see what kind of movie I'm gonna see with this. And then I got another gift card for a local bookstore, so I'm excited to go browse around and see what I can find. It's local to the person who gave it to me, not for me, but I do go to that city very often, so I'm excited. And then I got a bunch more books. I got this one together with the the cinema gift card. It's The Perks of Being a Wallflower. This is really the copy that I wanted, like the look of it. And I read like a chunk of this at my sister's, but I couldn't finish it in the time, and I didn't want to take it home because I have so many books at home, but now I have this at home so I can finish it finally. So I'm excited about that. And then from another friend I got this, Project Hail Mary. My boyfriend, oh, the security tag is in here. Okay. My boyfriend really wanted to see this movie, but I kept going like, no, I have to read the book first. Usually this means that somewhere before I read the book, he has seen the movie, and then I'm like, oh, we can see the movie now. And he's like, no, I've already seen it. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited to read this. I wanted to really go into this like blindly, but now I've seen a few spoilers because I wanted to watch the trailer, but then I realized like that's very spoilery. So I'm trying to forget all of the things I've seen about it, but I don't really forget stuff, so we'll see how it goes. But I'm really excited to read this. I think it's gonna be great. And then from my other best friend, I got a banana plant. And then I also got this because when we went to Breda how long ago was that? Like last week? Or the week before that, I think. I'm not sure. I talked about this book with her, and it's also on my list, but we talked about it together. I waited for a while for the paperback to come out before putting it on my list because I prefer paperback, but I'm really excited to read this one. I also think it's such a cool cover. I think all of the covers are really cool. And I'm really excited because I like playing games. I'm a gamer girl in that effect. So I'm really curious what it's going to be like to read like a book that's kind of like based on a game kind of thing. I heard there's XP and like surviving levels and stuff, so I'm genuinely very excited to read this, as in all the other ones, because I put them on my list, so obviously I wanted them. The last of the books is Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett. I've read the first book in the Emily Wilde series, and I have the second one at home, and I still have to read this, but I love cats, and I really love Heather Fawcett, so I'm gonna see how good this is. I've heard some, not bad things per se, but like that people were a bit disappointed because they love Emily Wilde so much, and that this was a bit disappointing for them, but gotta keep an open mind about stuff like that. And so I will try it and I will let you know. But it's so pretty. And it's such pretty, it's kind of like those like pumpkin spice cafe books. I don't know exactly what they're called. It's like a series of those romance books. It kind of reminds me of that, but I don't think it's the same on the inside. I heard they're smutty. I'm actually not sure. I've never read one of those, so let me know if they're good. I might read one, but I have a lot to read as it is, so maybe don't let me know if it's good, and I'll just focus on the stuff I already have. And then last but not least, I got this cup from Friends. It's dirty right now, so you can't really see it, but it has like a, what's it called, seahorse? I think so. But it has like a unicorn horn on its forehead, but it's a seahorse and it's a cup. But I used it during the party, so it's a bit dirty, but it's very cute. Thank you again for everything that got me a gift and for everybody that showed up. I'm really grateful that you guys could be here to celebrate my birthday with me, so thank you. Okay, so I have some news. It's not necessarily bad news, it's a little bit bad news, I guess. I am DNFing. Carrie Soto is back. Um, I told myself at the beginning of the year I wanted to be a little bit more loosey-goosey with my DNFs, like just give them out a bit easier, because I tend to have this feeling like, oh, I need to finish it, you know, I can't give my thoughts on something if I don't finish it, which I still think is true. Like, I'm not gonna talk about like objective quality, is hard to say, but like I'm not gonna say whether the book is good or bad. I'm just saying that the book isn't for me, because I don't know, I felt like the progression was kind of obvious, and I kind of went to the back and read the ending, and I was like, yeah, that's what I was expecting. And I ended up at page 154, which is a little under halfway. I just realized that it was kind of putting me in a reading slump. Not really like a permanent reading slump, like a really long one, but just one where I kept thinking like, ooh, I want to read. And then I would look at the book laying on the table waiting for me, and I would just be like, I don't feel like reading that one specifically. And there's so many other books in my bookcase that I really want to get to, and in life that I really want to get to, which is why I wanted to be a little bit more forgiving for myself when I DNF something, to be like, you know, there's so much stuff out there that could be so good and that could change my life. It could be a 5-star, and just I think it's also hard for this book to follow up The Raven Scholar, because I love The Raven Scholar so much, but I'm definitely not like putting away Taylor Jenkins Reid, because I loved Seven Husbands, and there's a few more books that I really want to read of her. I just think the whole sport competition vibe wasn't really for me, because I could not relate to any of the characters at all, because I just don't feel that competitiveness, and I don't understand the competitiveness. But yeah, I really loved the first part, watching her grow up, but just, I don't know, the whole game thing, I wasn't feeling it. So if there's anybody that's like, no, you should definitely keep reading past the point, because this is, yeah, page 154, please let me know. But for now, it's getting DNF'd and probably sent to some thrift store somewhere. So if you get this one, enjoy. So I just went and looked at my bookcase and decided that I wanted to read Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter next. This is the first time in a long time I've read like such a new release, so close to release. It just says 2026, but yeah, somewhere in the last few months this was released, and I loved Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I haven't read the second book yet. I have it, but I haven't read it yet. But I think I'm gonna read this first and see what I think. Like I said in my haul, I've heard some differing opinions, so I'm curious, but the cover is so adorable, man. Like the cats on it is just so cute. But yeah, let's hope this brings me a little joy and makes me love reading again. right now the downstairs is quite clean and tidy and organized. I've spent a lot of time in the last few days working on that, like an hour here and there. But the upstairs is still a major tidiness problem, and I think right now the only thing holding me back, so I'm gonna spend like an hour or so probably tidying up over here. So hopefully from that point on I can keep it tidy, at least for the most part, and then my life will feel a little bit more zen and relaxed. But I also would just like to leave a tidy space for the cat sitter that's coming this weekend, so it's a little bit of a double-edged sword. It's not really negative, but it is. I have to do the thing for 2 reasons. Oh, cat. But after that, the house is generally pretty tidy and I can breathe freely. yesterday at about 11 p.m. I finished up Agnes Aubert's Mystical Cat Shelter by Heather Fawcett. I read it all in one day because I was just continuously being like, oh, I want to continue reading, I want to continue reading. So I spent almost my whole day just reading. I really loved it. It was great. So it was definitely like up until the end a 5-star read because I was just having so much fun with it. And I think, I forgot his name already, Havelock was to me the perfect love interest. I love men like that in my books. I think if you love Howl and Howl's Moving Castle the movie, then you will really love Havelock. I don't know, I'm not sure what Howl is like in the book, but if you love him in the movie, the vibe of the man, then you will really like Havelock. I definitely had a lot of moments where I was like, oh, this is very Howl's Moving Castle-y. I would have liked to have a little bit more of an idea of what the cat shelter looked like, and maybe a little more, because when you look at like the front of the copy that I have, it seems like there's a lot of plants and there's like, it's like a whole vibe, and there's cat trees and everything. And I feel like in the book she makes it seem like it's just this big open area and then cat cages everywhere. I would have liked to read a bit more about her sprucing up the place, but obviously it's also kind of hard because it was like constantly shit going on while she was just moving in. So I kind of understand it, but I also would have liked to see a bit more of the cat shelter and hearing her about her just sprucing it up a bit. So yeah, this book is about a woman named Agnes who has a cat shelter, and you know, she rescues cats from the city of Montreal and tries to get them adopted, which I think was so sweet, and she took great care of the cats. There's definitely some like autism representation in Agnes, which I really love. She's very organized, she loves lists. I'm also a list lover. I have at least 2 books on my bookshelf about lists, which I think is fun. But yeah, she needs a new place to live because her old place got ruined by magicians. She needs a new place for the cat shelter and to live, obviously. But nobody wants her business in their buildings because she has cats, and you know, people are always a bit against cats, and especially in this world, especially in this city, it seems like people kind of hate cats, see them as vermin of the city. So she struggles a lot trying to find a new place, but then she ends up finding a place that's, from like first impressions, it's way too expensive. Like, it's an expensive location and the building is way bigger than it should be, but the rent ends up being quite cheap, so she doesn't really have a choice. So she ends up taking it because the winter is coming and she needs a place to stay that has 4 walls because her old one has 3 walls because of the magician attack. But the new place, obviously there's something wrong with it because the rent is so cheap. Like, why would the rent be so cheap? But throughout the book she figures out why it's so cheap. So yeah, I'm not gonna tell you much more because you'll just have to read it yourself. But it's a nice book that's very grounded in reality, but has a very nice magical undertone to it. And kind of like the amount of magic in the book kind of increases every page you get. So yeah, I really loved it. And up until the end, it was definitely 5 stars, a 4.5 star now, because I think for a book to be 5 stars, the ending also has to really like get me going. But like with this one, I definitely had to push myself through at the end because I was just like, you know, it was all a little bit obvious. Like, there was a few parts that I was like, oh, this is really interesting, the way you're tying everything together. Havelock does such a really sweet romantic gesture at the end that definitely kept it from being 4 stars. So yeah, I really love this. I really recommend it if you like your man to be like Howl from Howl's Moving Castle. I preferred it over Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies just because I prefer this love interest more over that one. I don't really like feel much for the love interest of Emily Wilde, so if you didn't feel much, you like the vibe of Emily Wilde, but you like your love interest to be a little bit different, a little bit more awkward and less cocky, then definitely pick this one up. A recommendation for you. So next up, because I'm back in my reading mood, because this one was just so good, is Dungeon Crawler Carl. This has been recommended to me by many of the booktubers that I watch, but specifically by Katie is Reading. And I'm so excited to read this. I wanted it for a long time, but I couldn't find the paperback for a long time. And then I got this for my birthday for my best friend. So now I can finally read it, which I'm so excited about. So I'm hoping it's going to be as good as everybody says it is. Or at least I think it's as good as everybody says it is, because it must be, because it's shot up in popularity so quickly. Even though I feel like this is pretty old. Not old, but yeah, it's from 2020, and I feel like in 2020 I didn't hear much about it. I feel like recently, maybe in the last year or two, I've been hearing stuff about it. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I was on the wrong side of the bookish internet for to see it. Yeah, I'm super excited to read this, and I'll let you know my thoughts. But what I know for now is this is about a man and his ex-girlfriend's cat. Yeah, his ex-girlfriend's cat. And there's this big apocalyptic event. Kind of this one sentence on the back really describes it very well. At least I think so. I haven't read it, but I assume so. An alien invasion, the destruction of all man-made structures on Earth, and the systematic exploitation of all their survivors for a sadistic intergalactic game show. I don't know, it just sounds so interesting to me. And I also love video games and I love reading, so I'm very curious to see how those two things kind of match up with each other. And my friends, when I was telling them about this book during my party, they were like, oh, it kind of sounds a bit Squid Game-y, which, I don't know, I don't think it's 100% Squid Game-y, but I think the whole rich people watching people die is kind of accurate. And of course, there's a cat in here, a sassy cat from what I've heard, so that's already 1 star for me, so can't have 0 stars at least. So yeah, I'm gonna start on this now and hopefully finish it by the end of the weekend, but because I am going away, I'm not sure how much reading I'll be doing when I'm on vacation, because, you know, I usually take books and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna read so much, and then I just end up living the life and being in the moment as one should be, and then I end up not reading as much as I thought I would, so we'll see.